When we think of organized crime, we might picture the Italian mafia or Latin American cartels. But in Japan, there's a notorious group that stands out even more, the Yakuza. Their way of earning and spending is truly unique. While they keep a low profile and avoid flaunting their wealth, many assume their only splurge is on elaborate tattoos. However, their spending habits are far more intriguing. Join us as we dive into the world of the Yakuza and explore how they really spend their billions in today's episode. Chapter 1. Who are the Yakuza? The Yakuza, officially referred to as Boryokudan or violence groups, has been a formidable force in Japan for over 3 centuries. Their origins trace back to either roguish samurai or groups that defended villages from banditry in the early 17th century. Over time, Yakuza has evolved into a powerful and complex network, commanding immense respect and fear within Japan, and even globally. And with this power, they have learned to leverage their influence in ways that extend far beyond traditional criminal activities. Chapter 2. How the Yakuza earn their billions. With a leadership structure that rivals even the most efficient corporations, it's no surprise that the Yakuza have mastered the art of making money. But how do they do it? Well, it's not just about illegal activities, though there's plenty of that. The Yakuza have their hands in a variety of lucrative enterprises, both legal and illegal, giving them an immense financial empire. Traditional Yakuza activities include extortion, gambling, loan sharking, human trafficking, and drug trafficking. But over the years they've diversified. They've invested in real estate, construction, and even the stock market. In fact, at one point, Morgan Stanley analyst Robert Feldman referred to the Yamaguchi-gumi as Japan's second largest private equity group, with an estimated yearly net revenue of $80 billion. Their operations are so extensive that they touch almost every aspect of the Japanese economy. Whether it's construction projects in Tokyo or entertainment venues in Osaka, the Yakuza have a piece of the pie. And with this vast network of income streams, they've amassed wealth that most of us can only dream of. Chapter 3. How the Yakuza spend their billions. With billions at their disposal, the Yakuza live lives of unimaginable luxury, though they're not always keen to flaunt it publicly. But one expense they showcase publicly is tattoos and rituals, which are both symbols of their status and commitment. Their tattoos, often elaborate and covering large areas of the body, are not just for show. These intricate designs, which can cost tens of thousands of dollars, are a rite of passage and a mark of loyalty within the organization. Each tattoo tells a story and signifies rank, achievements, and personal philosophy. Rituals, too, are an area of significant expenditure. Traditional ceremonies, such as initiation rites and penance rituals, often involve substantial costs. The most dramatic example is the ritual of Yubitsume, where a member might cut off a part of their little finger as a form of atonement. These rituals reinforce the bond between members and the values of the Yakuza, cementing their place within the hierarchy. It's a curious thing, really. Despite these show-offs, many Yakuza bosses prefer to maintain a facade of normalcy. But make no mistake, when it comes to spending their money, they know how to do it in style. Take their homes, for example. While most of us might be content with a nice house in the suburbs, Yakuza bosses go for something a bit more grandiose. In 2014, a police crackdown on the Kudokai family revealed the multi-million-dollar mansion of their leader, Satoru Nomura. This wasn't just a house, it was a fortress, complete with sprawling gardens and state-of-the-art security. It's a home fit for a king, or in this case, a crime lord. And then there are the cars. Their garages are filled with ultra-luxurious vehicles, each worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. We're talking Rolls-Royce limousines, priced at an astounding $500,000, Bentley Flying Spurs at $370,000, and the futuristic Toyota Velfire, which comes in at $100,000. It's not uncommon for a Yakuza member to be seen behind the wheel of a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, cruising the streets with a silent message of power and wealth. But it's not just about looking good, the Yakuza also spend heavily on security. After all, when you're living a life of crime, you can never be too careful. For example, consider the Nissan Seima driven by Yakuza, likely upgraded with bulletproof glass to ensure safety on the road. Then think of the rest of the elements, like state-of-the-art surveillance systems, fortified mansions with high-tech defences, and a personal army of bodyguards, showing just how far they go to ensure their security. But these are not only their spending. Chapter 4. The philanthropy behind the power. It might surprise you, but the Yakuza, known for their criminal activities, also have a charitable side. In times of disaster, they've been known to mobilize their resources to help those in need. Though, of course, there's always a bit of PR involved. One of the most notable instances of Yakuza philanthropy occurred after the 1995 Kobe earthquake. The Yamaguchi-gumi, based in the area, quickly mobilized to provide disaster relief services, including the use of a helicopter. Their response was so swift that it made the Japanese government's efforts look slow by comparison. Similarly, after the Tohoku earthquake and tsunami in 2011, the Yakuza sent hundreds of trucks filled with food, water, blankets, and sanitary supplies to the affected areas. But why do they do this? Is it out of the goodness of their hearts? Perhaps, but it's more likely that these acts of charity serve a dual purpose. On one hand, they genuinely help those in need. On the other hand, they help to maintain the Yakuza's image as a chivalrous organization, softening their public image and, in some cases, even earning them a degree of respect from the local community. But are they still living with that reputation? In recent years, Yakuza numbers have plummeted by 70% due to stricter laws, but they've evolved, moving from old-school crime to high-stakes white-collar fraud and cybercrime. Yet, the Yakuza's power has weakened, and people now see them less as a necessary evil and more as a threat. Despite this, they continue to survive. As long as they do, they'll keep spending their billions, lavishly, quietly, and always focused on holding on to their influence in a changing world. Let's wait and see what the future holds for them.